Good morning. This is Liji here, and today's class is for sociology students of class 11, and the topic is Karl Marx theory of class and class conflict. A social class in Marx terms is any aggregate of persons who perform the same functions in the organization of production. It is determined not by occupation or income, but by the position an individual occupies and the functions he performs in the process of production. As everyone knows, economics is a study of supply and demand. So here Karl Marx also speaks on not on income. A person's he is determined not by income, not by position, but by how he performs in his daily routine. For example, two carpenters, of whom one is a shop owner and other his paid worker, belongs to two different classes, even though their occupation is the same. Besides, he also identifies 5 variables that determine a class in the Marxian sense. That means Karl Marx is talking about the theory of class and the class conflict in the society. The 5 variables according to Marxian are: first one, conflicts over the distribution of economic wealth between the classes. Second, easy communication between the individuals in the same class positions so that ideas and action programs are also spread. Growth of class consciousness in the sense that the members of the class have a feeling of solidarity and understanding of their historic rules. Fourth, profound dissatisfaction of the lower class over its inability to control the economic structure of which it feels itself to be an exploited victim. Fifth one, establishment of political organization resulting from the economic structure and historical situations and maturation and class consciousness. These are the 5 variables as per Marxian principle. According to Marx, the organization of production is not a sufficient condition for the development of social classes. These must also be a physical concentration of masses of people, easy communication among them, repeated conflicts over economic rewards, and growth of class consciousness. The small peasants, that is the working class, forms a vast mass and lives in similar condition, but they are isolated from one another and are not conscious of their common interest and periodism. Hence, they are not constituent of a class. In so far as millions of families live under economic condition of existence that divide their mode of life, their interest and their cultures from those of other classes and put them into hostile contrast to the latter, they form a class. Insofar as there is an identity of interest, begets no unity, no national union, and no political organization, they do not form a class. Now, this is a theory beginning with human existence in community. The society has been divided into classes because of its absolute dependence on the division of labor, which precipitated dominance among the ruling class and subordination among the subjected class. Marx's classic statement clearly establishes the most fundamental premise of all his theoretical work on the question of class. Although the class war has always been the oppressant and the oppressed, the leading contenders in the social drama of conflict differed markedly in different historical periods. The fact that modern workers are formally free to sell their labor while being existentially constrained to do so makes their condition historically specific and financially distinct from that of earliest exploited classes. Now, this is a theory of class conflict among the society, among the division of labor in society. The assault upon the class structure of Western society was almost an obsession with Marx, and the changing of social class was not to be thought as a manageable in terms of social mobility. According to his Marx Capital, said that here individuals are dealt with only as far as the personal fixation of economic categories. Marx developed the theory of class conflict in his analysis and critique of the capitalist society. The main ingredients of the theory may be summarized as follows. The first one is development of proletariat. Marx described the process of development as follows. That is, the maintenance of wages is in the common interest of his boss, unites them in a common thought. Thus combination always is a double aim, that is stopping the competition among themselves in order to bring about a general competition with the capitalist. The second one is importance of property. To Marx, the most distinguishing characteristics of the society is its form of property and a crucial determinant of the individual's behavior in his relation to property. Third one, the identification of economic and political power and authority. Although classes are founded on the forces and relationship of production, they become socially significant only in the political sphere. Next one, that is the fourth point, it speaks about polarization of classes. Polarization means modernization. Inherent to the capital society is a tendency towards radical polarization of classes. The whole society breaks up more and more into two great hostile camps, two great distinctly divided castes. The capitalist who owns the means of production and distribution, and the working class who owns nothing but their own labor. Fifth one, the theory of surplus value. The capitalists accumulate profit through exploitation of labor. The value of any commodity is determined by the amount of labor it takes to produce it. The labor time necessary for the worker to produce the value equal to the one who receives in the form of wages. Sixth one, pauperization. Poverty of the grows with increasing exploitation of labor. One capitalist kills many others, and the wealth of is swelled by large profits with corresponding increase in the mass of poverty, of pressure, of slavery and exploitation. Seventh one, alienation. The economic exploitation and inhuman working condition leads to increasing alienation of man, a theme about which we will have to say later. Here we will only reproduce the extended passage of Marx which talks about the capitalist exploitation and the increasing pauperization of the labor. Next one, eighth one, is the class solidarity. With the growth of class consciousness, the crystallization of social relation into two groups becomes streamlined and the classes tend to become internally homogeneous. The last one is the dictatorship of the proletariat. The bloody revolution translates capitalist society and leads to social dictatorship of patriotism. The revolution is violent but not necessarily involved in mass killing or snatch their rights. Marx himself had written that differentiated himself with those communists who were out to destroy personal liberty and who wished to turn the world into one large barrack or into a gigantic warehouse. The last one is inauguration of communist society. Socialization of effective private property will eliminate class and thereby the cause of social conflict. The state will eventually wither away as it becomes obsolete in the classless society in which nobody owns anything but everybody owns everything and each individual contributes according to his ability and receives according to his need. This is a nutshell of Karl Marx's theory of class conflict. Thank you.